Adam did not die. Death would have been merciful, simple, final. Instead, he woke suspended between moments, neither falling nor standing, his body reduced to sensation alone. Pain existed, but it was distant, diluted, as if experienced through layers of memory not his own. The city was gone, or perhaps folded inward, compressed into something smaller, denser, more dangerous. Around him stretched a void filled with fragments, broken streets, half-formed buildings, faces frozen mid-emotion, drifting like debris after an unseen explosion. Time moved wrong here. Some fragments aged rapidly, crumbling into dust, while others remained untouched, eternal snapshots of failure and devotion. Adam tried to breathe. The act felt symbolic rather than necessary. With each attempt, memories leaked from him, peeling away like skin. Names, places, his childhood bedroom, his mother's voice. They were being stripped, catalogued, evaluated. Then something else stirred. Not the watcher he had faced before. This presence was heavier, older. It did not announce itself. It did not need to. The void folded inward, collapsing into a horizonless chamber where shadows bent downward, pulled toward a single, impossible center. A throne-like structure emerged, not built, but revealed, as if reality itself had been holding its breath around it. And upon it sat the archivist. Unlike the watchers, it had form, terrible, deliberate form. A towering figure carved from interlocking symbols and bone-white geometry, its surface etched with every name ever forgotten. Its head was crowned with a lattice of rotating sigils, each one glowing faintly as if reading Adam in real time. When it spoke, the void vibrated. You fractured a sealed cycle. Adam tried to move. His body did not respond. You kidnapped my sister, he said, though the words felt small here. The archivist tilted its head. We preserved her, as we preserved all that mattered. The fragments around them shifted, forming scenes again, civilizations rising, collapsing, erased not by catastrophe, but by quiet removal. People vanishing from history, their influence scrubbed clean so the world could continue without questioning the gaps. Fear breeds instability. Memory breeds rebellion. We remove both. Adam understood the truth then. The Watchers were not gods. They were tools, librarians of reality. And this was the keeper of the shelves. You don't protect humanity, Adam said. You domesticate it. A pause. Then, humanity begged to be domesticated. Adam felt pressure inside his chest again, but this time it was different. Not fear, recognition.
The archivist leaned forward, and the symbols on its body flared brighter. You were not meant to awaken fully. Your defiance destabilized more than one layer. Already echoes are spreading. Adam saw flashes outside the city, across the world. People wakened from dreams they had forgotten, remembering names that had never been spoken, ruins appearing where none had existed. The seals were failing. Good, Adam whispered. The archivist rose. The void screamed as gravity inverted. Then you will witness correction. The chamber expanded, revealing an impossible archive stretching infinitely in all directions, corridors of memory stacked upon memory, each holding a preserved world-ending truth. The archivist raised one massive arm, and entire histories ignited, preparing to be erased again.
Adam felt himself being pulled apart, stretched across timelines. His existence was becoming a reference point, a mistake that needed removal. But within that tearing, something else surfaced. The memories he had absorbed weren't just passive, they were alive. Millions of suppressed wills, trapped defiance, forgotten rage. He wasn't alone inside his own mind anymore. They felt him resisting, and they responded. The fragments around him began to vibrate, resonating with his presence. The archive trembled. "I remember," Adam said, louder now, "and they remember through me." The archivist hesitated. For the first time, uncertainty rippled through its symbols. This was not accounted for. Memory was not meant to synchronize. Adam screamed, not in pain, but in release. The stored lives surged outward, flooding the archive like a breach in a dam. Shelves collapsed, sigils shattered, entire preserved timelines burned away in white light. The archivist roared as its structure destabilized, symbols falling from its form like shedding armor. Adam felt himself burning too, his body becoming less physical, more conceptual. He was no longer just Adam, he was a convergence, a contradiction. The archive began to collapse into itself, folding violently. Somewhere beyond the destruction, Adam sensed Ava, awake, terrified, alive. He pushed everything he had left toward that feeling, toward her escape. As the void imploded, Adam felt the archivist's presence tearing apart, screaming without sound. "This is unsustainable. This ends everything." Adam smiled through the unraveling. It was never meant to last. And as the archive collapsed into blinding nothingness, Adam vanished with it, leaving behind a world that would soon remember too much to remain unchanged. The world did not end all at once. It unraveled slowly, like a forgotten prophecy finally being remembered by the universe itself. At first, people noticed small things, names on old gravestones changing overnight, historical books contradicting themselves, maps redrawing borders that had never existed. Dreams became vivid, shared. Strangers woke speaking the same ancient words in different languages, words that had no origin yet felt terrifyingly familiar. Somewhere deep beneath reality, the collapse Adam had triggered was still spreading, rippling outward like a wound that refused to close. Eva awoke screaming, not from fear, but from knowing. Memories flooded her mind that were never meant for a single human vessel. She remembered civilizations erased before fire was discovered. She remembered skies that burned purple, oceans that whispered, gods that begged. Adam had not saved her by removing her from the archive. He had bound her to it. She was now a living fracture, a door that could never fully close.
Around the world, others began to awaken the same way. People touched indirectly by the breach. Children drawing symbols they had never seen. Elders recalling lives they never lived. Humanity was remembering too much, too fast. The Watchers returned, but not as observers. They descended in physical form for the first time, tearing through the sky like wounds in daylight. Their presence shattered gravity, twisted weather, silenced entire cities. But they were different now, damaged, incomplete. Without the archivist to anchor them, they flickered between states of existence, unstable echoes of authority that no longer fully applied. They spoke in unison across the planet, their voices bypassing ears and vibrating directly inside bones and thoughts. The cycle is broken. Containment has failed. The world must be reset. Creatures humanity had relegated to legend crawled out of forgotten places. Deserts split open, releasing titanic forms wrapped in sand and bone. Oceans boiled as colossal shapes rose beneath the waves, eyes glowing with recognition.
felt from reality when memory had been edited, erased, domesticated. The catastrophe was not their arrival, it was their remembrance. Eva stood at the center of a city that no longer matched itself. Buildings overlapping eras, streets folding into impossible geometry. The sky above her fractured, revealing layers of other skies, other versions of Earth that had once existed and been discarded. She could feel Adam everywhere now, not as a voice, but as a presence woven into the collapse itself. He had not survived. He had dispersed, sacrificed his singular existence to ensure the archive could never fully rebuild. His final act was not destruction, it was contamination. Truth had infected reality. The Watchers made one final attempt. They began pulling entire continents into temporal suspension, freezing millions mid-breath, mid-thought, trying to preserve something, anything. But memory fought back. The frozen screamed without sound as forgotten lives surged through them. The Watchers started to break apart, their forms cracking, symbols bleeding light. They were never meant to enforce truth, only silence. Above it all, something else awakened, older than the archivist, older than the cycle itself, a presence that had been sleeping beneath existence, not erased, not archived, ignored. It rose as the final fail-safe of reality, drawn by imbalance. The sky tore open completely as a colossal, formless intelligence emerged, composed of shifting myth, natural law, and raw entropy. It did not speak, it judged. Eva understood instantly. This was not a god, it was correction incarnate, and correction did not mean salvation. Mountains folded, oceans inverted, time fractured into parallel cascades, some worlds burning instantly, others looping endlessly in their final moments. Humanity stood at the threshold of annihilation, not because it was evil, but because it now knew too much to remain small. Eva felt herself dissolving, her body unable to hold the convergence any longer. In her final clarity, she made a choice Adam never could. She released everything, every memory, every truth, every stolen history. She gave it back to the world at once. The correction faltered, reality convulsed, and then silence. No explosion, no light, just absence. When existence reasserted itself, it was different. The world remained, but stripped of certainty. History was unstable. Myths walked alongside science. Some gods were dead. Some humans were not entirely human anymore. The Watchers were gone. The archivist was erased. Adam was nowhere and everywhere in the cracks between moments. Humanity survived, but forever changed. Memory could no longer be fully controlled. Truth could no longer be fully buried. And deep beneath the world, where the archive once stood, something new began to form. Not a keeper, not a prison, but a question. One that the universe itself would spend eternity trying to answer.